Hello, Cougar Esports fans, and welcome to this glorious, glorious Wednesday evening here coming from the Chinook Esports Lounge. My name is Mason Baki, joined by Kayla. And today we got a special one for you, kind of the stream opener of the CLOL Collegiate League of Legends Championships here at Washington State University. WSU Crimson, the A squad, taking on Utah State University White. Both teams undefeated. What do we think, Kayla? Yeah, both teams so far crushing the competition in preseason seeding. They were rated very similarly, so this should be a good matchup. A couple little things to point out. It's kind of a grudge match. WSU recently hired a new president, Elizabeth Cadwell, who was kind of ousted from Utah State as their original president. There was some DEI stuff going on down there that they didn't like, and so she got a new job up here, and it's her first week, and now, I mean, defending her honor on Summoner's Rift. I can't think of a better way. Yes, she did. I think we're ready to get into the draft, so we're going to go on over there for everybody. And a couple things about WSU, known for their carries. WSU plays almost exclusively carry tops, carry jungles, hyper carry in the bot lane. Bina, a known Twitch and Jinx player. You're seeing the Twitch come out here from her. And then the junglers. I mean, Vopare, known for his Viego. Tomer in the top lane, known for his Jace, his Ambessa. Riven is a specialty. So I'm really expecting, honestly, 5 squishies coming out here from WSU. And so the other side, Bina, like I said, known Jinx player. Utah State's AD carry, also almost a Jinx one trick. Looking at their match history, it's 50 games of Jinx, maybe 12 on the next pick champion. So I think they intentionally picked blue side to steal that away from WSU. But Bina is by large the strongest player on WSU, master rank, and more than comfortable on any champ that you put her on. Recently performed very well in scrims yesterday and the day before. Picking up the Lulu for her, really investing a lot into this Twitch. Strong bot lane. Oh, never mind. The Nautilus. Honestly, I like this a little better. The Nautilus really punishes that Jinx Melio lane. Super squishy, super immobile, especially in the late game. I imagine this lane matchup is going to be pretty chill. Both teams looking to scale, looking to farm. But come those fourth, Soul Point Drakes, Elder Drake, Otacon, this Nautilus, you just press ult on the Jinx, go all in with this Viego, dive on her with Twitch ult. It's kind of tough to survive with no tools. No, not at all, but Utah State support, known for it, recently role swapped out of jungle into the support role. Mostly plays engage, your Nautiluses, your Blitz, your Leona, but the Melio, only about 10 games on it, but a 6.0 KDA and a 74% win rate. Super comfortable, super confident on this pick. We're seeing this Cassante. Interesting. Like I said earlier, Tomer, the top laner here for WSU, known for his carries, putting him on tank duty, putting him in the basement. Curious about this matchup. I wouldn't be surprised if this is just because it's a blind pick and you can't really pick carries without knowing your matchup. But WSU is on red side. I'm surprised they're not giving Tomer this last pick counter opportunity. But I think they have something cooking in the mid lane that they think is more important. Unfortunately, my co-caster here is having some mic issues. Let me just double check and make sure that everything is going right for everybody. Sorry about that. But yeah, and I mean, Utah State in the mid lane, picking up the Hui, kind of a classic AP hyper carry. Just you need the magic damage, and it's interesting, especially because WSU's mid laner also a role swap from jungle and known for his melees. So kind of a tough matchup into this way with the range advantage that he gets. I'm really worried, depending on what they pick here, about the early lane phase and the lane pressure that you're going to get from this Utah State mid laner. Yeah, 1 second. Sorry, everybody. We're just having some mic problems. This is the first stream of the year with a whole brand new setup here at the Chinook Esports Lounge. Very fancy, but unfortunately, very fancy means very complicated. And sometimes that means we can't hear people. So, wonderful. Luckily, it's just us. Kayla's got some observing duties to do, so if that means I just get to talk an ear off for 1,000 years, then that wouldn't be the worst. Tomer, our savior, has arrived to maybe unmute Kayla's mic.
Oh, no? Okay.
Thank you, Tomer. Thank you, Tomer. Hello, hello, hello.
Right now?
Nope. Just me. Just my very loud voice.
Oh, sorry. I might turn you down.
No, you're good. You're good.
We're just going to do this.
Hello? Maybe? No. I can't tell.
Yeah, no audio from Kayla's mic. So sorry, guys.
Still not working for you?
I really cannot tell.
Here, we can.
I think the cable might have gotten caught on something.
First stream blues. You know how it is.
Can you pull out your phone and just get the flashlight down here for me?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Big ups, Tomer in the chat, please. Everybody, this guy has been doing absolutely so much work to get this off the ground. And despite our technical difficulties that we greatly apologize for, he has been setting it up so well.
Yep. Almost every single day, actually.
Yeah, he is here after class, between class, before class, trying desperately to make this happen for you guys. And now he is playing in the top lane, currently trying to scamper back and forth between his PC.
I still can't really tell. I think it's a no.
That's okay. I think
It's alright, guys. I'm on.
Kayla is our solo observer today.
I got beat.
We might be able to figure out her mic situation in between games, but for now, unfortunately, I think you guys might just have to listen to my voice here.
I got vetoed by life.
I want to check something, actually.
Yeah, life said no to Kayla, actually.
I got spectator duties. I got. I gotta be the man.
That's interesting. It was working pre-stream, and then you press stream, and sometimes things happen. Thank you, Tomer. Thank you, Tomer.
To see if I can figure it out. Nothing's working for your microphone either? I just want to try.
Gotcha. Well, I'll just talk about the draft a little bit while we wait. We have a 3-minute stream spectator delay.
What we might have to do is we're just going to have to, real goofy it. And just have the microphone between both of you.
Oh, boy.
That's alright.
Yeah, lean in, get cozy.
This makes
I swear
my
we
job
know each
harder.
other.
Yeah.
Here, let me just switch to the booth cam so everyone can see what we're working with here.
Okay. Hopefully for now we'll work on it between
Peek
games.
behind the camera a bit. There we go. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We're kind of got this campfire setup going on here, but Kayla's observing today, so it might be a blessing in disguise for her to be able to focus on that fully.
Yep.
Sending us back to the draft. Like I said earlier, we have a 3-minute spectator delay between when the draft happens and when the game actually happens. So actually, I have some time to analyze. And like I said, melee mids. This Yone pick into the Hui, I think it's going to be a little scary. They're just going to do the draft again.
Yeah.
They use a third party to make sure they have enough time because for some reason Riot, the indie games developer, decided to not give reserve time for the draft. So they, in general, use the third-party drafting software and then just go through the motions and redo everything. But yeah, like I said, the Utah State mid laner very comfortable on these mages, and WSU's mid laner, Volpair, just came from jungle, plays mostly melees, and honestly, the Yone works great in this composition. The ulti with the Cassante, with the Nautilus, with the Viego, it kind of really follows up on all these things we were talking about earlier, where you just kind of press all your buttons on this Jinx and hope for the best. Adds an extra layer that she has to avoid with when she has no summoners. It's going to be a tough team fight to live. But that lane phase is going to be hard. You need Dorn Shield. You need Second Wind. You need those resolve trees to just survive and get some CS and hopefully make it to 2 items before the game gets out of hand. Because this team from Utah State scales so well. We're talking Gwen with 3 items level 16, Hui 3 items level 16. This Vial does something very similar to this Nautilus. Press a button, find the Twitch. Both these teams kind of going with the same game plan here. Pick a bunch of carries, press your buttons, try to kill the other one. Just kind of both teams on a timer. But yeah, and then once this draft situation goes through, there will be a 3-minute delay before the spectator actually starts and puts us into the game. So we will go to not a commercial break because we don't have sponsors except for our lovely Ziply Fiber.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ziply Fiber, for sponsoring the stream. Not only the stream, but the club in general. Big ups, big shout outs. Thank you so much. We need the money because obviously, for some reason, everything that we do breaks and doesn't work and we have to replace it all the time. And we didn't have a mouse pad. We almost used a towel. So thank you, Ziply Fiber, for giving us something. We appreciate it so much. Yeah, everyone just picking their runes here. Like I said, this Yone really needs that resolve secondary. This Viego Vi matchup isn't really particularly interesting in the jungle between them, but the gank patterns are going to be really important. This mid lane is super volatile. This way is going to be pushed into this tower all the time. Immobile, gankable. I'm expecting 3 camps here into trying to get this Wave's flash and then a regank. The nice thing about this top lane matchup is it's super chill. Gwen can never, ever, ever kill Cassante once Cassante has 10 magic resist. So you can kind of just leave Tomer here up on an island, put him in his little timeout corner, and focus on this bot lane because these 2 hyper carries need money, need items, and whoever gets ahead early just exponentially speeds up their game. So I'm expecting a lot of dragon fights, a lot of fighting over mid push, mid waves, and just honestly maybe a lane swap.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I think it would be surprising, but I think it'd be a welcome change.
Yeah, lane swaps super popular in the pro scene right now. I haven't watched many WSU scrims, so I don't know how comfortable they are with the lane swap, but Twitch Nautilus into Gwen. I mean, is this Gwen going to touch the wave ever? She might be level 1 at level 5.
Honestly, she might
Or level
be.
1 at minute 5.
I think we've lane swapped a few times in scrims, but not that often.
Not that often? Okay. It would definitely be interesting. I'd be curious to see how the macro plays out after that first base. You get the lane swap off, you're into the Gwen, but then, what happens when they swap into you? Do you swap again? It gets really complicated really quickly. And at this level of League of Legends, that can get messy, especially with both teams playing hyper-scaling. It would be tough to buy into that super fiesta early game. But yeah, like I said, we got this minute and 35 left on this 3-minute delay. Unfortunately, we don't get the live privileges that the big boys get.
Nope.
We gotta play by the rules.
As much as we'd like to not to.
Riot, indie developer.
Yeah, so much so they had to take away our free stuff. So indie. They just need all that money.
I know. Happy Puffles. Tomer smells. Actually, he does, but he smells very nice. I don't know if he wears cologne or anything, but he definitely showers. And for this community,
that's a dime a dozen.
That's a diamond in a rough right there.
Yeah.
This luckily the esports lounge is very well taken care of, so none of the super goobers of our little family here can ruin the place a little bit, but
We have great staff here.
we do have very great staff, and this is such a nice space. We're just bad at using it because we haven't used it in a very long time.
Not and it's brand new, B-mix and everything.
Whole new system,
Oh, yeah.
whole new broadcasting situation. But very thankful to Tomer and the school for letting us do this. A little bit more about the competition here. CBLOL. Looks like we're going in game. CBLOL is the Collegiate League of Legends circuit. They play a regular season within our division, so that would be Mountain West for us. All the classics, OSU, USC, Boise State. Currently both teams sitting at 2-0 with perfect game scores. Both of their best of 3s so far have been turbo stomps. And like I said earlier, there was kind of this preseason ranking just to figure out seeding and all that kind of stuff. And they were ranked basically neck and neck. So this should be a good game. Let me swap us over to the thingamabob that I'm supposed to swap us over to. Sorry, guys. Kayla and I are both kind of pulling double duty, where I'm in charge of mixing and all that kind of stuff whilst commentating, and Kayla's doing the observing whilst kind of commentating. So bear with us a little bit here. No, of course. I appreciate it. Yeah, pretty standard level 1 here coming out. Wards in the entrances, making sure that there's not going to be a level 1 invade, but maybe it looks like Utah State is going to wrap here onto Bina, and this can be a little scary. Had to start the Q just to get out of there. That's tough. I don't know if she normally wants to start Q on Twitch, but that doesn't seem very good. So nothing, too substantial out of that level 1 invade here from Utah State, but getting the Twitch to start level 1 could be detrimental to that lane down there. So, the little things add up. Following the Gwen here up, it doesn't look like there's going to be a lane swap, so we are going to see the most normal and lame top lane matchup of all time. Tomer, build 1 magic resist item and you will be A-okay. But this bot lane, you see, actually, Vopair pathing top, starting on that blue side, not getting a leash either. But, Data doing what I expected him to do. Start on that blue, path down. This bot lane needs to be ganked over and over and over again. And like I said, this mid lane matchup, Yone took fleet footwork, took resolve secondary. Very important. Very proud of him. Good job. You just need that to survive the way. And this is kind of, we're seeing the effects of this Q start level 1. WSU bot lane getting pushed in here pretty hardcore by this Jinx Melio. That's kind of also a product of the ranged melee support matchup. This Nautilus, before level 3, what is he doing? Just kind of hanging out, sitting around, waiting for the minions to come to him. And this Melio, can also attack the minions without just immediately dying. Both bot laners now level 2. But yeah, this Melio, before this Nautilus gets tanky enough or gets all of his abilities, can just sit there and auto him and bully him out of the lane. So maybe that's why Vopair path top lane, actually. That makes sense, because that they're just going to be chilling, waiting for this Nautilus to actually get his abilities. But now this Utah State bot lane is probably going to be pushed in under tower, and Vopair's going to be on the wrong side of the map. Definitely an interesting choice, but we'll see if this Gwen push... Ooh, good hook here from Yomi, but really nothing to come from it. Like I said, this Q start allows the Twitch to walk around and play some wards and be sneaky, but not a ton of combat power without that WE combo. Cassante versus Gwen, going about how I expected. You kind of lose a little bit early, but once he... Oh, misses the cannon. Tomer. I'm so sorry. Kayla, you shouldn't have panned top lane. You didn't have to do him like that, missing out on the minions. Tomer, known for his carries, so, the lower starting AD on these tanks might be a little awkward when it comes to CSing, especially starting with that Dorn Shield, Aftershock. You don't really have any help there when it comes to minion damage. But, this mid lane matchup, not going as bad as I expected. You kind of see the process there where Yone tries to go in and Hui just kind of says no. But, the CS isn't terrible. And Tomer catching back up despite that, little misstep with the cannon. But 19 to 25 is nothing to worry about at all. He just needs to get his Hollow Radiance and he'll be totally fine to just split push his life away. Looks like there's a bit of a trade going on in the top lane there. Tomer getting real low against Six Kings. Six Kings, Utah State star player, master ranked, known for his tanks actually. I did not see Gwen on his op.gg at all. I think 2 or 3 of his champs got banned out of the 5. Definitely target banning the best player there. But, no slouch. I imagine no matter what his comfort level on any champ, Masters is Masters. This guy knows what he's doing, and definitely giving Tomer a bit of the business here. Huge stacked wave. The nice thing about Cassante, you can never dive him, so it doesn't, Vi doesn't even try to come up here and contest this wave. Knows that Cassante's unkillable, especially with these Season 15 buffed towers. So challenging to dive these tanks. But Tomer, out of mana, half HP, has to base. Kind of an awkward base. Gwen might get a plate here. Falls behind early, but like I said, just needs to make it to Hollow Radiance and will be just fine. And honestly, Cassante, it doesn't matter how much gold he has. He's going to be Cassante and do whatever Cassante does. Voper going in with the flash hook from Yomi. It gets onto the Jinx, but just kind of presses Melio buttons. They're getting to him. First blood onto Bina. Kind of switched targets there. Flash hook onto the Jinx. Just said, oh, nope, just kidding. We're going on Melio. Both these characters, squishy, immobile, used both sums there on the Melio. Still died. Both heal and flash. You know, the summoners here in the bot lane, super defensive. Barrier flash from Jinx and then heal flash from Melio. Did not matter. That gank was too strong. Nautilus got in his face and now Find really getting on Vike here. You know, we talk all about these matchups and how push them away, but if you can get the melee onto the ranged hero, I mean, it's no contest, and that is a solo bolo in the mid lane. Roll swap to jungle. This man's a prodigy. They're going for the regank now that they know Melio has no sums. Misses the Viego W there, but the Nautilus hook lands, flashes in. There's that barrier, defensive, 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 but now, I mean, bot lane, 0 sums for these 2 immobile carries. This is such an easy regank here if, you know, Vaupair wants to stay around and maybe look for a dive here if you push this wave in, but looks like Yomi needs a base, and they're just going to let this wave slow push in and deny all these minions. This is a huge tempo swing, because, I mean, what does Jinx do? You can't walk up, you're too low, you have to base. She's got to run all the way back. She's missing maybe a full 2 waves here. It's really tough, and now you're seeing that CS lead start to creep up. These leads we're talking about on these hyper carries, these Twitches, these Jinx, they really add up. Whoever gets to that first item first, you know, it makes it exponentially easier and easier and easier to get that lead. And especially with this mid lane pressure, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple roams out of Yone. Once, now that he has a bit of a lead going, he's got the Zerker Greaves, he's tanky enough with that D shield, the refillable pot, you know, can survive what this Hui is trying to do to him in lane and then just push the wave in and base. But Yomi here with the roam on the Nautilus, base straight to mid wave. Kind of bit of a block here, but Viego from the other side, the hook lands, W, stunned, 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 and there it is on that Viego ult. You know, there's just so many buttons. We talked about it in the draft phase. All of these champions have the ability to close the distance. Viego W, Yone E into 3Q, Nautilus hook, Nautilus ult. You know, you only have so many summoners. Eventually, you're going to get chain stunned, and there's just so much damage on the side of WSU that once you get hit by something, you're gonna die. Especially, you know, we're seeing this Hui, no barrier, you know, just TP and flash. You burn the flash, still died. And now Jinx in the bot lane, no flash, no barrier. Anything lands. This is dead hero. Tomer, catching back up, only 10 CS down. He got that, whatever the upgraded No Magic Mantle is called, and just doesn't take any damage anymore because Cassante exists, and Cassante is very cool, and everyone loves Cassante and Riot Games and Cassante. Thank you for creating Cassante and Mel and Cassante. Love Cassante so much. And I was talking about, you know, a bit of a worry that Tomer wasn't so comfortable on this champion. Like I said, known for his Riven, known for his more flashy characters. You know, climb to Diamond, being that guy, and then putting him in the timeout corner on tanks. I didn't know how he would do on that, but Cassante's Cassante, you know.
You can't really do much against him.
Nope.
Unstoppable, dash after dash.
300 armar, 280,
100%. Then
kills you,
Ambessa.
one shot. Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
you can't do
I mean,
much.
what are you supposed to do? I'm just going to do a quick little tech change, everyone. Apologies. That's the problem with only 2 of us here is if I yap, I can't think about what else I'm doing. So I got to have 2 hats on and 3 hats on and 4 hands, and I don't have 4 hands, so we're figuring it out. But here, this Nautilus sneaking around on this Melio Jinx. No sums. Remember, this Viego's back again, and this looks like a dead support on my screen. You know, the floodgates are open. Once those flashes were down, once that barrier was gone, you know, Vaupair can just come to this bot lane over and over and over again. If they are anywhere not within their tower, this is just a kill. Back to back to back. And these kills, not only is this a gold lead for the Twitch because of these kills and for the Viego because of these kills, but the CS difference. I mean, almost 25 CS difference on these carries. It's going to start to add up a lot. And here's just the redive. Nautilus running this guy down, but Bina took tower aggro on accident, but the kill goes to Shady. The Jinx doesn't get the shutdown, and I mean, they're both dead, I think. But these kills not going to the right heroes. You really want this gold on the Jinx. And it's nice that you stopped the dive there, but the wave was fully pushed in. I mean, they don't really lose anything on this death. And now Bina got the Yuntal's arrows with the boots. This is one strong Twitch. And the gold is nice on those kills, but it's on Emilio and a Vi. And I don't know who's going to kill this Cassante. Gwen died as well. Was that a solo bolo in the top lane? We missed it? Oh my god, Tomer putting on a performance of a lifetime after he missed this cannon. Went Super Saiyan 2 after he got upset. I'm so sorry, Tomer, for doubting you. And here comes this top lane roam. Everyone's returning to this to try to contest this Grubs. And Vi is here. But Yone has pushed in Hui so much. Like, what are you going to do? And the support couldn't move. Like, Melio versus Nautilus in these skirmishes, it just doesn't matter. And now you're seeing the power of this duo. This duo of Nautilus, Viego in the jungle, and they're just getting collapsed on. It's 4v2. Hui can't help at all. Ulti on the Nautilus doesn't do anything, and Data is just dead, just like that. I do not know why Utah State wanted to fight this. You're so behind. Your support is 20 seconds late. It's Nautilus versus Melio. What is he going to do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Shady walks away with his tail between his legs, and now WSU gets a full 3 Grubs. Stacking up these feats of strength, looking for those tier 3 boots, and this is a dominant early game here from WSU. 3K gold lead in 11 minutes. We talked about earlier, WSU absolutely stomped Utah State's B squad, USU Blue, in scrims. I think they played 5 games, and total time was about 100 minutes. 20 minutes per game, 5-0. WSU has a history against Utah. Obviously, this is their A squad, so hopefully a little better. But so far, numbers don't lie. 8-3, 3K gold lead in 12 minutes. And Utah's scaling, but so is WSU. This Twitch, this Yone, this Viego, Yone, Viego are not the hyper carries that Jinx Hui are, but they can get to him. And this hook from Yomi just gets another target, and Vike is dead again. These immobile carries are just getting picked to pieces by this engage. Just absolutely running the map on this Nautilus, walking around. No one can face check. No one has enough HP to walk into these bushes, and so they're trying to contest these objectives, but they're so split. They walk into Viego Nautilus, get hit by one thing and die, and then you show up for this objective, drop all these waves, and you get nothing for it. Just extending this WSU lead more and more and more. We're seeing big CS lead on the top wave, but 3 kills on this Cassante. What is going on? What is happening? 6 Kings, star player, master tier in the ranked, getting worked by Tank Tomer. Tank Tomer. TT in the top lane here. Got the Kirchen shard. Kirchen's armor. My bad. Just 90 MR, 400 health, totally invincible. The CS lead doesn't mean anything other than Gwen is pretty strong. Jungle diff, 10 CS, 2 kills. This mid lane, I talked about it in draft, being worried about Find, especially because role swapped into the role and really only plays the melee characters, Kiana being his guilty pleasure. Obviously pulling out the Yone here, very similar vein of hero. Worried about the lane phase, but 0-4 on this way, just cannot stay alive. Doesn't get any peel from this Vi Melio duo in the same way that Find gets so much help from this Viego Nautilus. And now in the top lane, Tomer with the ult, fighting against 6 Kings here. Full Gwen ult, goes into him with the true damage, shut down there. You're seeing that true damage coming out from the Gwen. That's why she's the tank killer, picked into the Cassante. Very nice counter, but Find and Beaupaire are just everywhere on this map. This mid lane domination is really just spreading to the other waves because, Kings is honestly not doing bad at all, but Tomer gets all this help from his jungle mid and support duo because they can just keep moving and keep moving and keep bleeding this lead over and over and over again. And now, Data isn't in trouble, but it looks like Beaupaire is going to get all of his camps, and Yomi is just being a menace to this Hui. Like, this Hui's mid wave is dying right now and is just walking around, tail between his legs. Just cannot find CS to save his life, and Beaupaire looks like getting full control of this topside jungle. Already got the Gromp. Here we go, smite fight. Beaupaire got it, takes the Hex Gate out. What a Chad. Find, going back to the mid wave. Looks like Tomer's going to pick it up for him. What a nice guy. Oh, I just need to fix your wave, dude. I'm not stealing your CS, I swear. But yeah, I mean, just so impressed by this jungle support duo. And with the mid lane, I mean, that solo bolo earlier at about minute 5 just opened up the map entirely. And look, Bina just got to sit there and farm and got a full tower. 5 plates on this Twitch. This Twitch hasn't based in a while. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a full second item here at 15 minutes. And not only that, they have every objective. I'm talking Infernal Drake, Ocean Drake, Gold Lead, Feats of Strength. I mean, this is just a shellacking from WSU. Yomi, flash hook, onto the way, immobile, no sums, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and now 0-5 on this way, and it looks like opening up the mid wave here. That TP from Six Kings going on to Yomi, but I mean, this is just a Nautilus support. You're fine with this death here. Everyone's here, and it's 4v5. Hui died at the start of this fight. 4v4, both mid laners gone. Do you keep chasing this? Did WSU bite off a little bit more than they could chew? They were a bit split here, and Utah decided to collapse. But I mean, again, Utah are winning these little fights. They're getting some shutdowns, but they can't push out the waves to get anything done. They're going to try to get mid turret here, but I don't think they can stop Bina from clearing this wave. I mean, they got 3 grubs a little bit here, and Beaupair's going to try to, but they get the mid tier 1. I stand corrected. Mid tier 1, big objective in terms of opening up the map. Allows this bot wave to, or allows this bot lane to contest the mid wave. Tongue twister a bit there. And I think WSU was just a bit too split there. They tried to go for the grubs and the mid fight because they got the nice little kill onto the Hui and just overchased a little bit. But I mean, we're still looking at what, almost a 4K gold lead, 3K gold lead, 5 to 12. Good scaling on both sides. I think WSU is still firmly in control of this game. Tomer, don't miss the cannon. Nice job. Very proud. Already improving as a player in game. As we speak, Tomer putting on performance of a lifetime. Down 40 CS, it doesn't matter. He's playing Cassante. Maybe looking for the Q3 here. Might be getting a drag fight going on. I'm hearing some pings. And, I mean, Yomi, big hook into that Viego chain CC, but I mean, this fight is pretty tanky. Bina found Melio. There's the flash. And now for 5 minutes, this Melio is such a liability to Utah State. For 5 minutes, you can just press any single button on this champ, and he will die. Huge target, huge play here from Beaupair. Just getting these summoners and losing nothing. Setting up for the Drake. I mean, Tomer looks like he's getting that full top tower, and another Nautilus hook. And like I said, no flash Melio. He walks anywhere and just dies. And that is the bot lane down, and it looks like it's going to be free mid-tier 1 plus drag. I mean, fine, getting another flash out here. And Six Kings, he based for this. He based, reset, lost his full top tower to show up to this fight, and it was over before he even got here. I mean, what is this macro choice from Utah State? You're behind. You don't need to contest this dragon. And they come in one by one, lose their flashes, lose their lives, lose their waves. And I mean, if you look at top lane right now, this wave is fully pushed in under tier 2. Fully pushed in under tier 2. It's so easy for Tomer to just base and catch this and just continue to split push. And there's a TP advantage here from WSU. And we're on soul point. It's Hextech soul, arguably, in my opinion, the best soul in the game. What do you think, Kayla?
I'm partially okay with it, but I think Infernal Soul will always be my
Really
favorite.
interesting. I really like the slow on Hextech. I think it does very similar damage to Infernal, but that slow on that chase is so nice. Unfortunately, WC doesn't really have a great way to proc it. You usually want some kind of high range, you know, like an Azir, to slow down the front line, and then you have the full squad roll up. No one here is really taking advantage of that. But I mean, when you're chasing down people that are already losing, that extra slow just to keep them in your sights, so helpful. Six Kings looking like they're swapping down the lanes. Tomer, Yomi going top. Waiting for this Otacon to spawn in 2 seconds. And I mean, Utah State looking a little split. Six Kings is all the way in bot lane trying to push it out. And this looks like a 4v5, maybe a free Otacon if WSU realizes that Six Kings is so split. But it looks like Find is going to go catch that bot lane. I was thinking that they were going to full group and just send this because I think it's Voracious Otacon. Gives them a bunch of adaptive force. honestly, I think the GA would have been better for them to close out this game, but you're never going to say no to an objective like that. Season 15, thank you, Riot Games. Bina, who needs engage when you can just glide on him, press your buttons, and hope for the best? Twitch ulti just kills Data immediately. This Twitch, so much gold. I mean, almost 3 items already at 20 minutes. This Twitch does so much damage. Yomi, invincible to this Wei full combo. I have no idea what they're trying to do. No Wei ult, no nothing. And it looks like that pick just means free Otacon. Jungler down, no smite. Bina, who needs jungle support to make a play for you? Playmaking Twitch, it doesn't matter. And this Otacon is just dead. Utah State gonna try to contest again. I have no idea why. You're just dropping all these waves to show up to something that's already dead. And there goes Otacon. Oh, it is the GA version. That's my fault, everybody. This GA, I mean, so OP. I don't know if you guys have played Season 15. This thing is so stupid. You can just take a free fight and get aced, and it doesn't matter at all. It helps for breaking the base. It helps for taking Baron. You can just do whatever you want with this withdraw mechanic. Allows you to go to base after a death for free. You know, you just get a free death, basically, and nothing happens. And it's especially nice when you're ahead because these big shutdowns on WSU. I mean, Vopare with this 700 gold bounty and Bina with 750. I mean, these are big targets on their heads and just have a free life. I mean, honestly, Twitch ult comes back up again soon. Bina, make a play. Pull out your Rat IRL. Just start gliding on him. Why not? You're so far ahead. You have a free life. It doesn't even matter. Baron gonna spawn here pretty soon. It looks like Vopare's going in. He's tired of this game. Shady, no flash, uses the Melio ult. And I mean, now after all these buttons have been pressed, WSU is just out of there. And now Utah is split. Find coming in. Free reign onto this backline. And like I said, a free life. If he dies, it doesn't matter. Yone ult onto 2. Looks like they're going to take down Bina, but withdraw. Tomer going in. It doesn't matter. They get Jinx for free. And now everybody on WSU dies, but it doesn't matter.
You got the Jinx pick. You got a bunch of sums. You got some ultis. You get the free reset, a base. You get so much tempo advantage. Look at the bot wave. I mean, fully pushed in, losing this whole double stacked, triple stacked wave, bleeding gold. And now WSU can just roll out a base, have bot items, live in the dream, and just continue to push this advantage. I mean, the gold lead is staying pretty consistent, but slowly but surely, these towers are falling. And Soul Point, Hextech Soul, is just a game winner. And it's not even close. 3 drags to none. Looks like in just a couple minutes we're going to have a bit of a game decider here. If Utah State cannot stop this drag, if they get picked again, and I mean, no sums, how are you going to face check to set up for this drag? If there's a Nautilus anywhere, if there's a Cassante anywhere, Viego just shows up and you die. This Viego so much damage. Triforce, Kraken Slayer, also so tanky. Why? I don't know. Viego. Yomi just fishing, looking for something, gets onto Data, but you don't even need to chase, you're just taking space. Prepping for this dragon spawn, pushing out mid wave, pushing out bot wave. And I mean, you can just see by the map, what does Utah do? How do they get in? Ward, ward, ward. Got Scuttle Crab, another ward. Somehow WSU did not sweep out the pit ward. But, I mean, how does Utah State even get in? WSU knows where they are at all times. Melio's not ready for this. Find is in the top lane, TPing in. Okay, that makes more sense. Tomer 1v3ing because he can. Also doing more damage than both the hyper carries. They get the Hextech Soul for free. I don't know where they were. Tomer 1v4ing, flashes out, doesn't care. Looks like they're getting a pick onto the Vi, and Find and Tomer are just sandwiching them. The Nautilus hook comes in. Bina presses ult. Everybody dies. Oh my god, this Gwen damage is insane. Gets the Zhonya's off. I mean, Vike killed Nautilus? 6 Kings got 2? What is happening? I do not know how Utah State got away with that, but they absolutely turned this team fight around. It's Bina versus the world, gliding on him, gets the reset on the invis, but I mean, this is 2v1, and that's a lot of gold to this Jinx Melio duo. But, I mean, as much as we say that that was a bad fight for WSU, Hextech Soul is pretty good. So, I mean, they honestly could have gotten ace there, 5 for 0. and that's still a pretty good fight there for WSU. The shutdowns are a bit worrying, but Baron's up. All your waves are pushed in. You get a base. You just got to prep. Try to get a pick. And I mean, this Baron ends the game. Utah State does not have enough damage or D-push right now to stop a Baron from ending this game. And with the Hextech Soul, it's going to make that Baron fight so much easier. You see Yomi here taking space, putting some wards down, trying to find where Shady's placing his stuff. Just trying to set up a little better. I really wish we had 4 more people so that I could have a replay manager so I could see that again. But I'm pretty sure 6 Kings on this Gwen did 8,000 damage that fight. I saw 2 fully charged Qs into this Cassante, and I mean, we talk about Cassante being invincible. Gwen does true damage. Gwen does max health true damage. And when you're a Cassante with 4,000 health, it goes pretty quick. 6 Kings, showing why he's the star player on this team. Master ranked, once again, I think Bina is our highest ranked player. Also masters a little bit higher LP, if we're just being pedantic here. I think Bina's sitting around 85 LP masters, and 6 Kings, kind of a fraud. 24 LP masters, 50% win rate. Hardstuck? I don't know. But, I mean, masters is masters. This 3-item Gwen, I mean, we talked about it earlier. 3-item find. This is what I was talking about. Who face checks? They're just waiting for them. And Data uses the sums, gets out alive somehow. I think Yomi's going to chase here. But now, Data's totally out of it. They can just take Baron for free because Data's got a base. That's the smite. That's the jungler. There's no contest here. And Bina does so much damage. There's no way Utah State has enough time to reset and make it back to this. So even though they don't get the kill there onto Data, totally pushed Utah State fully out of this. And that is just a free Baron. And like I said, I don't think Utah State can hold this. There's too much damage. They're too far ahead. And these Baron buff minions are just going to come crashing down onto all of these turrets. But, I mean, 6 Kings, level 16, 3 items. This is what we talked about. This Gwen is a monster. Almost 10 CS per minute. Vike and 6 Kings kind of trying to find something on Tomer, but how are you ganking Cassante? And Bina's just sitting there. Invis. Why are we ganking with Wei? What is going on? And now 6 Kings caught out because I don't know what we're doing, but we're trying to dive but not dive, catch out a Cassante with Hui Gwen. Oh yes, I'm being flanked by Hui. Whatever shall I do except walk slowly backwards to my 10 kill Twitch with 3.5 items. And then that makes sense. And these Baron minions just keep rolling. And I mean, 6 Kings got caught up in that, and now dead for another 20 seconds. This might be game. There might be enough time here with the grubs. I mean, Utah State is just so late on these rotations. These Baron minions, I mean, they're missing Find. It is 4v4. It doesn't look like WSU can end here. It'd be a little risky. But, I mean, that's a free bot inhib. And for the rest of this game, that is just going to be such a liability on the push. Allows Tomer to just fully focus on getting this top lane pushed in. Opens up the map so much. This mid-tier 2 is probably the next target here for WSU. Elder Dragon spawning in a minute and a half. This is kind of the last gasp here for Utah State. If they cannot find a way to set up for this drag, I don't think there's any way back in this game. You need that Elder buff to fight against the fat wallets of WSU. I mean, we're looking at a 7k gold lead here, and all of it is on the right people. I mean, Tomer's behind. That's okay. He's Cassante. Twitch is so far ahead. Yone is so far ahead. This Viego, oh my god, good hook from Yomi, but that D-push from the Melio, but there's just so many buttons. Everybody is diving, flashes, and this Jinx just has no recourse. And Finds on the flank here. I don't know how he got there, but Shady is super dead, and Vike is super dead, and that is super GG. We talked about it in draft, but WSU just has so many buttons. You saw the Melio hit the nice Q to stop that Nautilus hook, but then Cassante, Viego, Yone. There's just so many ways for this WSU squad to get in on Utah State, and I mean, this is the last gasp here. Gwen trying to 1v4, gets a kill, but is out of W, out of ulti, sitting in the stopwatch, goes golden, only delaying the inevitable, and now we have this Baron up super minion. Data versus the world. just honestly, this game went to 30 minutes, which is a pretty average time for a League of Legends game. Didn't feel close at all. GG, WSU, making a statement here in game one. We're going to see how Utah State can bounce back in game two. We're going to go to a bit of a break here, everybody. We'll be back with the draft ever so shortly. Perfect. Welcome back, everyone. Looks like we're just about to get started with the draft in game 2. Reading the chat a little bit. Sorry I mispronounced Vaupair? Question mark. Let me double check that pronunciation there. Vau like faux, pair toe. Perfect. Vaupair toe. Vauperto? No. Vau like faux, pair toe. And that's the jungler for WSU. Vaupair. So I'll just make sure to really enunciate that. Looks like we're getting into the draft here. Let me switch on over for everybody. And I mean, we're seeing what we're seeing. The Jinx again for Brad. I mean, looking at his op.gg, this is a classic. Also a Bina classic, and it's probably why Utah State picked blue side here, because they know WSU doesn't want to ban this. WSU wants the Jinx too, so they can just first pick it. And this is Bina's response to Smolder. I mean, hyper carry on hyper carry on hyper carry. And I mean, we saw this type of draft last game, and it did not look close at all. So I'm more than happy with this opener here. We're seeing that R2. Viego, I mean, Voperto absolutely dominated on this pick. It was in part because of the perfect jungle support duo with that engage on the Nautilus. So I'm really hoping to see something similar coming out there. And Ambessa picked for 6 kings, most likely. I can't imagine that is a flex pick into the top lane. 6 kings, yes. 20 games on Ambessa, 50% win rate. I mean, this is the guy we're talking about. This is the star player. Put him on a carry, hope for the best. I wonder how Tomer responds. Tomer, not really a Renekton player. That's really the biggest counter to Ambessa that I can think of that might be in the champion pool. Jarvan, picked up here for probably data. Also, kind of an odd pick. I mean, you see WSU's bans down there. That Amumu. Data, if you guys don't know, Amumu one trick. Reading off his op.gg. 30 games on Amumu, 70% win rate. 30 games on every other champion combined. There's probably about 10 of them here. Looking like a 40% win rate on average. So that Amumu first banned, obvious pickup there for data. And now kind of stuck on the Jarvan. Not a ton of games on it, but I mean, similar playstyle. You're just kind of engage and hope for the best. Kind of same as that vibe, but really not seeing a lot of adaptation here from Utah State. And now the Poppy for WSU. I mean, Ambessa dash, Jarvan dash. You love the Poppy W here. And I mean, cuts off a lot of other picks. Any mid laners with a dash, or if you think about supports like a Braum, you could flex Poppy to this bot lane and just absolutely shut down a lot of what they're going with. WSU with the Melio ban. Really thought that was a problem last game, that bot lane duo. I personally disagree. Looked like that Melio was just getting absolutely crushed. But maybe they're setting up for another hook champion, or maybe, honestly, something like a Braum. That Melio cube might be super annoying for, or just to stop the Jinx from scaling too much. That cozy campfire coming up from him, increasing the range and really allowing that Jinx to amp up the damage and make it happen. Lulu ban, making sure that Smolder does not get his favorite duo. Probably looking at another enchanter here from WSU, but I wouldn't be surprised if they save support for last pick, because you're seeing your top lane matchup already here for Tomer. So I'm imagining on red side here, you're picking your top lane. Gragas? Question mark? Tomer, not really a Gragas player, but heard him talking about it in the pre-draft meeting, doing a bit of eavesdropping. But I can't. Whoa. Poppy top? Poppy top. Poppy top?
This might be.
Poppy top. Okay, Rakan. Very interesting. That's also probably another reason why they picked the Poppy. Just a bit of a deny pick. Because this WSU roster also has a ton of dashes, and if you're looking to pick Rakan, Poppy's probably the biggest counter. So not only is that flex pick pretty nice, but sets up their 4 pick. I mean, now what? Zyra? Is that the support? Why? It's not Zyra mid. It's not. It could be Zyra jungle, but then where does the Jarvan go? It's not Zyra jungle. It must be Zyra support. So you're really banking on pressuring this Smolder Rakan out of lane, but I mean, Rakan with Guardian, with his Q heal, Smolder's super mobile with his E. I don't think you're ever catching him with the vines. Just kind of an odd pick. The Victor, I mean, this is a classic.
Yeah.
Kayla and I were talking about this earlier. Vike, known for the mages. We saw the Hui last round. Didn't look good, but the Victor, much more comfort pick for him. 10 games played, a 75% win rate. I mean, and Victor's super strong in the meta right now. Got the arcane buff, and I mean, looks like we're going back to the Yone, and I mean, you can't complain from Find here. This man knows what he's doing. Obviously, I doubted the mage into Yone matchup, but I mean, this way was 0-5 at minute 10. So, but looking for another great performance out of Find there on the Yone, and fits the comp very well. It looks very similar here from WSU. We're talking buttons on buttons on buttons, and everyone does damage. I am a little worried that if the Smolder does not get enough time and the Viego gets behind, there's not a ton of damage on this WSU roster. Yone probably going to build a little tankier on his 3rd and 4th items. Poppy has good base damage, but as this game goes on, I mean, Mbessa just heals the life away. Jarvan's got a bunch of shields. And there's just so many options here from Utah State to get out of this CC combo, where last time with the Nautilus, you really didn't have that opportunity. Nautilus was such a nice lockdown. We're just going through the draft, going through the motions once more. Like I said last time, using the third-party app to figure out the draft so you can actually have some time and not use the patented Riot Games Ultimate Draft Simulator that is horrible and bad. It just means just got to go through the spreadsheet. Pick. Doesn't really matter the order as long as you get all the champs. But yeah, I mean, if this Smolder doesn't get 300 stacks by minute 25, or this Viego falls behind, or the One falls behind, I worry that this lineup from Utah State is kind of tanky and kind of has a lot of options. Victor might go the Grasp build. I don't know if that's still popular, but a month ago, Victor almost exclusively went Grasp, Leandries, those tankier mage items. Some people even built Roa. And I mean, you're looking at a 4,000 health Victor that also one-shots you. Can kind of be tough to dive. Especially with someone like Rakan, not a ton of damage coming out from that support pick. If any of these CC chains fail, you're really kind of stuck in the 5v5. But, I mean, worst comes to worst, we've seen WSU looks to be the dominant team here. And I mean, draft is draft, and draft is important, but at the end of the day, as long as Tomer's not missing cannons, I think we're winning games. So, the Zyra pick just confuses me so much. Just watching it again on the draft screen here, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. You already have so much magic damage coming out from the Victor, so squishy. This CC is never going to land on all of these champs from WSU that have dashes. I guess you're just really banking on the zone control that you have playing into objectives, and you're just looking for soul and to scale, but I mean, if you're going to go down 5k at 15 minutes, it doesn't matter how much scaling you have. And does Shady even play? I'm just so confused. Shady. Pike, Melio, Tom Kench. No, he has never played a game of Zyra in ranked. Granted, this man only has like 35 ranked games, but I'm not seeing much at all in terms of Zyra. I'm doing some deep digging here, people. We're going past seasons. I need something. Did this guy? No, Pike? Thrash, Melio, Rel, Nautilus, Zyra. 2 games, 0% win rate. 1.1 KDA, 0.5 kills, 3 deaths, 2 assists. Oh boy. Why did they pick it? I don't know. I guess I am excited to be proven wrong. Maybe this Jinx Zyra duo is just something I've never seen before, and this matchup into Rakan is just a known counter, and I'm not caught up in the meta, but this just seems to be a big draft blunder here from Utah State. Tilted? Question mark? What are we thinking, Kayla?
Honestly, I mean, seeing that first ban Twitch, they were sick of Bina. They were so sick of her. They just wanted her off Twitch. And then they stole the Jinx from her once again. So I think we really got to ride on the Smolder and Viego to pop off in this early game. And I don't think the Zyra is going to be a problem for our bot lane at all. Like, she could be oppressive, sure, but honestly, you're right. With Recon W and Smolder, they just get away.
Yeah, they just walk out of this Zyra route. And reading the chat here, Frostbite, CLOL is not fearless mode. To my understanding, it's just best of 3 normal draft. Obviously, we're seeing repeat picks here. I wish CLOL was fearless mode. It would make this Zyra pick make more sense if it was. But no, this is game 2, no fearless, and we're pulling out Zyra for some reason. But yeah, and then it's not Voperto, it's Vaperto. I'm trusting you, Frostbite, here. Vaperto. If my main man from the WSU roster jungler gets mad at me for this broadcast, you have been warned. Vaperto. We're going to roll with that for the rest. It's Va like Waluigi. Valuigi. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, but yeah, you're right, Frostbite. The whole League of Legends Pro scene is fearless, except I think for Korea. They're doing it for the LCK Cup, but I don't think LCK regular season was going to be fearless. But I mean, LPL, LEC is also not fearless, but LTA, what a dumb name by the way. LTA is full fearless, best of 3s. But honestly, I mean, fearless really comes into effect when we're talking about game 4 and game 5, and this being a best of 3, we don't really ever get to see those crazy moments. I mean, especially if WSU is playing like this, probably wouldn't even make it past game 3, even if it was a best of 5. But yeah, not fearless draft. Get in game here, see if anyone's got a toaster computer, see how long the load takes. Any nice skins? Astronaut Poppy, one of my faves. No Yone skin, that's Aura right there. Faker, he's got 5 skins in League of Legends, doesn't use a single one of them. Blind, following in the footsteps. Bina, I'm imagining, just because the Smolder skins are bad. I would just play with normal Smolder too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Chosen Wolf Ambessa, this guy's legit. But yeah, Tomer on tank duty once again, got put in the basement. Seeing how he's going to do into this other melee matchup. Got the grasp. I mean, I haven't seen this matchup before, but Poppy into Ambessa sounds really nice. You got that W to stop the dashes. There's not really a combo that can go on there. You can't stop the ultimate because that's unstoppable, but as soon as she gets on you, you just E her wherever you want, and then the combo is done. Looks like a pretty standard level 1 again. WSU covering all the exits.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Tomer emoting, seeing where the level 1's going. Looks like they're going to try to wrap on them. Maybe, does Tomer not have vision on this? Run. 6 Kings. This looks like first blood here. See who it goes to. Tomer with the flash. Does he make it out? Brad with the flash in. Oh no, Brad. No, Tomer. Hitting him with the emote. But I mean, it's an execute. It's not, oh, that's so tilting. But it's actually not that bad. You get Tomer's flash. You trade 2 for 1 on flashes. Tomer has to base. This might mean something for 6 Kings getting a good level 1 setup, but oh my goodness. What a disaster. That is mental damage for sure. Brad not having a good game last time, just getting slaughtered on this Jinx, and now not a good start here to game 2. I worry for the mental, especially if you're playing with Zyra as your support. I can't imagine you're too happy about that as a Jinx. I'm really curious to see how this matchup goes. I mean, again, we're talking about ranged into melee support. Jinx Zyra should be able to get the first push here. We're seeing again, the junglers pathing to opposite sides. I can't imagine this top lane matchup is so volatile that there's going to be much ganks up there, but 6 Kings is definitely going to get the push here against Homer, so there might be something to look for on maybe like a 3:30 or 4-minute gank timer. It looks like both junglers are looking for a full clear. Jarvan pathing down bot, about what I could expect. But yeah, I mean, this bot lane, these health bars are pretty low. I'm talking smack about the Zyra this whole time, but, you know, you can't fault just the plants and the comet and the scorch just doing little by little. But recon healing with some potions, looking for some levels. And once this Rakan gets some spells, I mean, this lane just gets so much easier. Zyra can never face check these two. And just living pretty, you know? Fine. Doing perfectly fine. Even on CS, I think Vyke is scared of him at this point. Even though this is probably a very good matchup here for the Victor. You could probably get a CS lead here. I mean, Doran Shield, Fleet Footwork. I don't think anything's going to go wrong here. Six Kings versus Tomer. I mean, Tomer's just tanky. But Tomer has 7 CS. I don't know what's going on. But I think I know what's going on. Sorry, Tomer. Lane's not even pushing into him. Yone's got a CS lead somehow, looking to roam bot lane, and I mean, Bina and Yomi just going in on this Jinx. No flash, remember, from level 1. Just a free first blood. Yomi doing a little bit of kill stealing there on from the Smolder, and looks like might die for it because Data's here. But the Yone got the push, now gets to come bot lane, gets to save his team, and maybe Data dies for this. He still has flash, might need to burn it, but I mean, great roam here from Fine. Just making it happen. Keeping the bot lane alive. I think Yomi messed up there a little bit with the flash in and died to the turret and stole the kill from Smolder, but I mean, that level 1 from Jinx lost the flash, and just that's what you need. You need to take out that main carry. And Six Kings versus Tomer. Getting kind of low. Tomer caught up in CS. I don't know what the heck is happening. I saw the wave pushing away from him. Somehow is within 5 CS. But I imagine it gets worse and worse as Mbessa gets some lethality. Tomer fighting, doesn't get the stun, but gets the ground onto the dash. Got the grass proc. Doesn't go in. It's just so tense here from the top lane. No one has sums. Data's coming top, but kind of just gets the crab and goes for Gromp. Everyone's kind of content to just hang out except for poor old Brad. And Find. I mean, I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know if there's some jungler to mid role swap powers. But I've watched a lot of Victor versus Melees and a lot of Hwei versus Melees, and I don't think I've ever seen it go this good. And Vyke, I mean, no slouch. Not a bad player at all. You know, Emerald 3, great win rates in KDAs on a comfort hero. I mean, he plays Victor, Syndra, Hwei all the time. I think Find is just the melee master. Knows how these matchups work. I imagine a lot of people love to pick these mages into his favorite heroes, so he gets a ton of practice in these matchups. He just knows what's going on. Fight here in the bot lane. Remember, no sums here on Brad against this engage. And Bina, I mean, even if you're not getting the kills here, look at Brad's HP. Look at Shady's HP. And I mean, has to use the barrier for free. Got absolutely nothing. Walked up, tried to get a CS. Bina says, hey, what are you doing? Burns the barrier. And I mean, level 3 Jinx. Having to base here, getting free drag here onto Va as in Waluigi. Vapurto securing the drag here. Data maybe looking for a steal. They pulled the dragon a little bit. Both have equal smites. And I mean, Data just sat there for 2 minutes. Didn't get the drag anyways. Even on CS, but I mean, this bot lane just looks to be wide open now with this lead onto the Smolder. Tomer getting ever so slightly worked in this top lane, but makes the rotation for the grubs. Six Kings misses the ult. I mean, Find is here. This looks like a dead Mbessa. And I mean, Utah State just playing so split. Six Kings not respecting the rotations here from that mid push. Knows that his Victor's under turret. Knows that he has to get the CS here. And just chooses to fight anyways. And the jungler wasn't even there. I mean, Find overstaying a little bit. But Data, this man's in a Mumu main. What did I just see from this EQ combo? I really hope he's on ping, because that looked bad. Unfortunately, Jarvan has 2 buttons, which is 100% more than a Mumu, and that just might be a bit too much here. Find getting out alive. I don't know how. Bina with the ulti. Brad, no sums, no barrier, no flash, free kill. Yomi W's in, gets the flash from Shady, and I mean, how does this Zyra keep the Jinx alive? How does this Jinx live? Burns the flash level 1, doesn't get anything off of it, and is now 2.5 deaths of just because that level 1. Couldn't get out of that first fight, and now, I mean, Bina is so accelerated. 2-0 here on this Smolder. 60 CS here at minute 7.5. And Brad is so sad. Level 4. These solo laners are almost level 7. Tomer, 6 Kings, duking it out here in the top lane. I mean, this Ambessa is absolute brawler. Tomer, first item, Breville Vest. That's a human being. And he's just shutting down everything that 6 Kings has to do. Lovely item choice here from here. And Vopper's here. 6 Kings, no sums. There's that Poppy counter with the W. Flashes away, 6 Kings gets him. But doesn't look like he's going to survive this. But, I mean, great trade there from 6 Kings. The flash into the bush, lost vision on him. Tomer just a bit too low to be taking those kind of fights. It looks like there's a jungler v jungler happening here. Data making it happen. Voper slowed with that tank smite. Oh my goodness. Voper. That might actually be 1 HP. And now it looks like Data might be dead. Vike's here to come to support, but I don't know if he's making out of here. Oh, missed the Q3 here on Fine. But gets... I mean, Yone. In this game is just falling apart for Utah State. We're seeing death. And I mean, 3-8, 2K gold lead in 9 minutes? This might be a bigger stomp than game 1. What are we watching? Both of these teams picking hyperscaling. I don't think I've ever seen a Smolder win lane this hard. He's got no tools, no stacks. It doesn't matter. Bina, showing why she's Masters. Star player absolutely making it happen here on the stage. What a pick here. And I forgot to do the graphic again that I was supposed to. I'm so sorry, Tomer. We're going to press the button now. Did I press the right one is the question. Am I getting fired? No, I didn't. Oh, I didn't do the thing that I was supposed to, though. This is what happens when you have a caster press buttons. I'm so sorry, everyone. There, you get the full screen now. And then I press the funny thing that does the funny thing. Oh, and I have the scores wrong, because of course I do. 9. There we go. Round of applause from me. Thank you, Kayla. I don't deserve it. But I mean, I never want to be doom and gloom in these kind of situations, but we saw WSU close out a game like this 15 minutes ago, and it didn't look close. And I mean, we're looking at 2 grubs to 1, drags. I mean, Smolder is so accelerated, already at Essence Reaver Swifties. This lead is just going to get more and more and more in the bot lane. Bopper here, just to secure it, Recon ult. And I mean, this Jinx is just dead. Presses barrier for Y. Zyra. Why did we pick these heroes? What happened? WSU, coached by Dino, obviously knows what's happening here, because these draft differences, I mean, there's certainly some unfortunate events that happened, especially level 1 with Brad's flash, but these lane matchups just look impossible, except for mid lane. Fine. I don't know how you're doing it. Good job. I mean, Tomer just buys 1 item, he gets the Bramble Vest, and now just is the ultimate counter pick to their entire team. He could have no more gold for the rest of the game and will probably be more useful than this Ambessa here coming out from 6 Kings. But, you know, I said that before in the Cassante vs. Glenn matchup, and 6 Kings did 10k damage in one of those team fights, absolutely carried, and almost brought the game back, but WSU was just too far ahead at this point. Looking at a drag fight here, Data getting it low, Find Eing in. It's at 2k HP, looking like a classic smite fight coming out here, and Brad is just dead again. Find getting the solo kill onto his laner, and this is just a slaughter. Didn't get the drag. We're contesting objectives with no lane push, no money. Didn't even base to buy items. I just saw Jarvan's inventory update, and Shady getting found. Gonna try to die to this Recon. No more gold for this Smolder, but I mean, Smolder got enough gold already. We're talking 602, 600 gold bounty, 100 CS, minute 12, 2 drags here for WSU. I think this might be a mental difference. The level 1 happened. Man, if that level 1 happened to me, they're going to try to contest these grubs. They stole it with Jarvan E, but they get E'd by Tomer into the wall, and it looks like Data's just going to die for free, but Vopper gets died first, doesn't get the reset, but Find is here. Can Six Kings 1v3? It looks like he might be able to, but Tomer gets the E stun. Can't flash away in time. Fine versus the world, and I mean, oh my god. It's Find and Six Kings versus the world here in these melees. These skirmishes, absolute bloodbath. It seems like everyone is dead all the time from both teams. I did not expect that contest to work out at all. It looked like they stole the grub with the Jarvan E, which probably does 80 damage. I don't know how they got away with that, but Six Kings, I mean, with this Voltaic Cyclo Sword, so strong. All of these fights, super close. We saw that top lane kill onto Tomer with that flash away, probably 1 HP when that happened, and then again, little flash play here with the Ambessa showing off the mechanics. That's why Six Kings is Masters, but might be a little too late here. Stop WSU from getting too many grubs here, but I mean, drags, the kills, the gold, it's on all the right people. I mean, Tomer's really the only one that's behind here on WSU, and do you care? Does it matter how much gold Tomer has? He's got the Bramble Vest. It looks like he's buying Sunder Sky, and that's all he needs. Press E, press W. I mean, you're seeing it right here. Press W, walk away. What are you going to do about it? Neener. Six Kings upset about the neener. Trying to make it happen, and I mean, looks like he's making it happen. Tomer maybe overstepped here with the E, but Vopper's here. Another flash play, and Six Kings with the solo bolo. Looks like he's going to try to die here. Doesn't make it happen where Vopper doesn't get the kill. But that, I mean, Six Kings is kind of single-handedly holding the game here, but if he presses tab, he might be a very sad camper. If I'm playing top lane and I press tab, I think I might just FF. What are we at? 14 minutes? Okay, 30 seconds left, Six Kings. You just gotta save the mental. Go next. There is no next, but go next. You know, maybe queue up some solo queue. Bash on some Masters players. Maybe he has a Smurf. Go on your gold Smurf and make it happen. Shady. Proving why the Zyra is working, but Bina just presses the ult with that heal there from that Smolder Mom. Data punishing this mid push here. It didn't look like anyone was covering the bot lane. Find a little late. Doesn't look like Vopper or Tomer were really ready for that play. You'd expect the jungler or maybe the mid laner to be nearby to cover that mid lane push, but that's a 2 for 0 and big shutdowns. Unfortunately, Jarvan, not Jinx, got that 1,000 gold shutdown. So not the end of the world, especially because Fine gets this mid-tier 1, but kills are kills. You'll take what you can get when you're Utah State right now. And 1,000 gold is 1,000 gold no matter who it goes to. Looks like we're getting just some calm little bases, looking to push out some waves. Victor, I mean, Vike on these mages started, again, not a good game. 0-3-1, but getting back into CS, hanging out, doesn't need to join the plays, can just kind of push these waves, walk around, and I mean, Victor, level 16, 3 items. Doesn't matter how the game was going. Matters how you get there. And if Six Kings can buy enough time for this Utah State squad, I mean, the scaling, Jinx, Victor, Ambessa, you really just have to contend with the Smolder. And if Ambessa's ahead enough, you know, you can just dive with this Jarvan, get the ulti on. That's Ambessa's key move. You can kind of close any gap at any time, no matter who you are and where you are. So this Smolder might have a tough game, no matter how much gold Smolder can get, but I mean, that all depends on how long Six Kings can hold this game, because Brad is almost getting doubled up on in CS, and Find just kind of playing with his food a little bit, stealing a couple of the little chickens, taking some space. Oh, flashes into the Shady E. Maybe he was trying to flash away from Vike and Data, kind of worried, but now no flash for this dragon fight. 5v5 coming out here. Utah State really trying to stop this soul point, and I don't blame him. Ocean Soul on this tanky line that would be absolutely insane, and you want to stall the game out as much as you can. If you can get this drag, that's another 5 minutes for your Jinx. And Utah State, I mean, taking great space. The Jinxie, Six Kings might be found here, taking a lot of damage. That's half HP onto this melee, and Data went in and just got absolutely annihilated by this Poppy. It looks like Shady's low too, but Jinx got the shutdown on to Find. Here comes Mom, and I mean, decent fight ish from Utah State. I mean, you're always going to take a shutdown, but couldn't secure the objective. And it looked like they had such a nice spot. And then Data just got a little too antsy, not patient enough. Went in, Poppy E, Poppy W. Looks like Yomi might be trying to solo kill the mid laner here. Vopper backing him up. Uses the Ignite, not quite enough damage, but I mean, Tomer, like we said, not that much gold, but making it happen. You just stand there, defend your guy, defend your Jinx or your Smolder. Jarvan goes in, grounded, can't do anything, dies. There goes the jungler. And now sole point here from WSU pushing onto this mid tier 2. And not only sole point, but 6k gold lead in 18 minutes. We talked earlier about WSU's dominance of the Utah State B squad and how it might translate here to this Utah State A squad. It looks like it's translating just fine. These might actually just be replays from the 5-0 20-minute scrim stomps that they were playing just a couple days ago. And I mean, Brad already half HP, Yomi looking to go in, Data defending his carries, but there's really nothing they can do except sit under their tower and bleed gold. Both solo laners looking to push in those sides, probably preparing for an Otacon spawn, keeping this mid wave pushed, taking jungle camps when they can. Just expanding this gold lead. I mean, since the drag fight, it's already gone up about 1,000 gold. Just from choking out this jungler, catching all the waves, making sure that the waves are always under turret, so it's harder to get CS. And Yomi's tired of it. Presses for Connell. Here's the mom, like is dead. And that's that immobile mage. Just tried to face check, tried to get something, tried to take some space. No vision, no help. And the entirety of WSU is ready to collapse at any time onto these immobile carries. And I mean, Vike just not having a good day at all. 0-4-2, down about 30 CS into this Yone matchup once more. I'm really shocked they did not ban this Yone. It seemed like such a problem for Vike here in this mid lane and for the rest of the game. I mean, if you went into this draft with the plan to go all in on this Jinx pick again, you know, everything is about defending these two hyper carries, Victor, Jinx. And Yone was just running over this exact same duo, Mage plus Jinx. I'm shocked they didn't ban it. Six Kings doing his best. 40 CS up. Trying to stall this game out, but I mean, like we said, there's only so much carrying you can do, and Tomer is just so useful in team fights on this Poppy. It looks like WSU are setting up here for maybe a bot tier 2 dive. And I mean, even if they don't, they can just push in the wave for free, get some spells, maybe get some sums, and steal all of Data's camps. You're not seeing a huge CS lead out of the jungle side from Vopper, but that's because the carries are taking all of these camps. You're seeing all of this gold go to the right heroes. This Smolder, 100 CS up at minute 20. This is just insane bot gap. And this is all due to just these rotations from mid jungle and this level 1. No sums, immobile, and Shady just can't peel. I do not understand this Syra pick one bit. Once you lose summoner spells on this Jinx, there's just no help. You're surrounded by Victor Zyra, which are also liabilities. And I mean, I don't know what happened to Six Kings, but that's just a free Otacon. All of these roses, so much adaptive force, scaling on scaling on scaling. Sometimes I'm too busy talking and I just have no idea what's going on in the game, looking at my own reflection like a dummy. But, I mean, I could just turn the mic off. WC are going to win this game. Spoiler alert. Hate to be the bearer of bad news for any Utah State fans that somehow found our live stream. I would hate to be casting this from their side. Dropping the Rift Herald. Taking that bot tier 2. With the Otacon. With 3 drags as well. Yomi goes in and dies. But I mean, you'll take that for a tier 2 tower. That's 300 gold for 600 gold trade. You'll take that all day. Unfortunately, this Ocean Drag is spawning in like 20 seconds, and I don't know if Yomi's going to make it back in time, but Utah State just has no space. They're trying to send Bike top, but Bike has no TP. Homer's just going to get this tier 2 for free, and then Victor's not going to be here for this soul fight. And Find just waiting for someone in that drag area. Yeah, Tomer's completely fine. And now Vike is stuck up here trying to push this wave out. And the rest of WSU are stalling, making sure they can't take this drag before this Rakan is back. I mean, Tomer might actually just solo kill this Victor. Got the Sundered Sky, got the Swifty Boots. He's going. Not a care in the world. And Tomer with the solo kill onto this Victor. And I mean, now Jinx has to rotate top to try to stop. And the drag's gone. They used all this time and all this setup. I mean, Tomer, we're talking about the Baus FFS up here. Missing cannons, pulling team. I mean, there's just so much pressure in this top lane. Is he gonna live? I'm gonna be really upset if Tomer lives here. Flash here from Data. It's gonna secure the kill. Hopefully giving it to Jinx. Has to use the barrier. Shady flashes over the wall. What is happening? Yomi finishes the kill. The Zyra ult gets nothing. I just think Utah are out of this game. There's, like, as this is going on, they're 5-manning Tomer top. Pulled all this pressure. Tomer got a kill, got tier 2 tower, got another kill with the help of this Rakan. And now bot and mid inhib are gone. I don't know. What? Sub me in. Put me in. Put me on Nunu right now. I'm Emerald. I can do this. Surely I'd be useful. I don't understand these picks. I don't understand these rotations. The macro choices just seem fueled by rage. So upset at Tomer. We must kill Tomer. We gotta get something. And then we give up Soul to go trade 2 for 1 on Poppy top. I don't get it. Looks like Bina's gonna get caught out here. Caught shopping a little bit in the recall. Didn't notice Shady was creeping up a little bit, but we're talking Soul here, 10k gold lead. Baron spawning. This is Utah State's one way out of this game. Bina's dead. Tomer is bot lane, TPing in. I don't know if WSU can stop it, and I don't think they should. Honestly, give the Baron, maybe let Vopper try to steal. Fine, disagrees. They're going in. Full dive here. And Yomi kills the Jinx, and it's all falling apart for Utah. It's 4v5. They're missing. WSU is missing their strongest player, their hyper carry. They walk into a 4v5 and just win. I mean, Victor was bot lane trying to catch these waves because these inhibs are just crashing into the base, but I did not expect that to go so well for WSU. I mean, I guess they're 10k gold up with Soul, but oh my goodness, you're down your Smolder. Jinx just instantly died, and I mean, we're looking at 10-digit death, or double-digit deaths here for Brad. I think this might be like a 4-kill, 17-death series here coming out from the bot laner. And, I mean, on the signature pick, stealing it away from Bina, this Jinx, this is this man's bread and butter. This just looks like tilt to me. And this is 3 inhibs with Baron, supers in the base. I mean, WSU could end if they wanted to, I'm almost certain. But they're professionals. We're playing it safe. We're playing it cool. We're not going to throw this game. We're making 99% into 100. Can always respect that. Close it out strong. But I mean, coming into this match, Utah State 2-0, 4-0 in their best of 3s. Both previous matches, they won 2-0. Rated very similarly to WSU by the odds makers, by the tournaments, seeded almost identical. I think WSU had like 72 preceding points and Utah State had like 65, very similar. But this doesn't look similar at all. I don't know if it's a bad day. Half of these plays look so tilted. The draft seems so reactionary. It just feels like Utah State wasn't in the right mindset to really compete today, and WSU found what worked and, you know, hit the nail on the head. I mean, Bina star player here for WSU. Put her on the comfort picks. Let her carry. And there's just been nothing here. Fine going in with that Yone ult. Absolutely dominating. Too tanky. Too much damage. These Baron minions are coming in. Bina does so much damage. Might even outdamage the Fountain here. But this is just looking like a free end. Yomi goes in. Vike tries to flash out. These towers are going down. This is a tough loss. This is a tough loss for Utah State. And a great win for WSU. Go Cougs. Go Cougs. Thank you to Ziply Fiber for sponsoring this win. You made it happen. Thank you for money. Thank you for power. Thank you for pride. Appreciate it. And I mean, absolutely dominant showing here from WSU. I'm going to press some buttons here. Boom. Bang. Cut. Oh, there we are. Oh, and then I do the thing where I put the thing away. Boom. Tomer, are you proud? Tomer, are you proud of me? I pressed all the buttons. And I mean, Kayla, you were observing this game. You had to watch it more than I did. I was looking at myself half the time trying to figure out what I was going to say. What'd you think?
This makes me think if there's any difference between the A team and the B team.
I honestly,
I saw none. I saw no difference at all. Honestly, as I watched Victor back arch as he soared through the air from the Poppy ult, I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, I mean, Tomer was just solo killing these carries under tier 2 turret while taking soul. I don't understand these macro choices. I don't understand these drafts. You're right. I'm shocked they didn't make a sub after game 1. Maybe the B team just probably wasn't expecting to needed to be subbed, but you're right. I mean, we talked about this earlier. WSU smacked around the B team in scrims and smacked around the A team in officials. It just didn't look close at all. Utah State needs to go back to the drawing board. We talked about kind of these draft weirdnesses, why they picked the things they did, and we beat it to death a little bit, but also, I mean, these in-game decisions.
Yeah.
Aside from Six Kings, like, Utah State just looked lifeless. I wonder, do you have, I wonder, we're going to do some, some sleuthing. We're going to pull some stats up. Boom, stats. Here we go. I mean, these damage numbers, we're looking at Six Kings doing the best, and honestly, Shady, I doubted on the Zyra, but I mean, that is your job, just to do damage and nothing else, and this poor Jinx had to suffer because of this pick. I think the level 1 was a disaster. Jinx Flash, I mean, we talked about it not being that bad because of the, it was an execute, it wasn't like a first blood for Tomer, but I think I underestimated just how valuable that summoner spell was. We just watched the Jinx die, 4 times in lane before that flash came back up, using the barrier for nothing. Like,
it was rough. It makes me think, why did he choose Jinx again? They saw how poorly it worked out in the first game, and he just thought he could force it a second.
And it seemed like this might have been like some kind of pocket pick, like lane duo. Maybe they've done this before, where it's like, oh, this is our secret like ace in our sleeve. I didn't look at. It didn't look good. It didn't look good at all. And I mean, we're talking about Smolder Rakan. It's not Draven Blitzcrank. This is not Caitlyn Morg. These are not like a lane dominant, matchup here. Just kind of looked like player diff.
It might be a little mean to say, but yeah, I think we just have a better team overall.
It seems like that. And I mean, WSU improving to 3-0, 6-0 in their match record here in the best of threes. I'm pretty sure that means they are on top or tied for first in the CLOL group stage. Pulling it up. Bang, bang, boom, bong. Great question. I'm pretty sure. I was looking at it earlier.
I would have been surprised.
Found it.
Ooh.
Wait. Information. Participants. Why does this not show me the standings? It just shows me the rounds, but I can count. WSU Crimson. Crimson. Yes, WSU 3-0, tied for first with San Jose Esports. Yes. When does that? Oh, here we go. Yes. Oh, Is this the wrong group? What the heck? Group B. Group B ranking. Oh, here we go. WSU Crimson improves to 3-0. Tied now with San Diego State University League of Legends Black team, which is their A squad. 100% win rate. Also, well, no longer. Utah State Blue goes to 2-1. Who do we play next? We just played Utah State Blue. We play University of Hawaii next on February 16th at 5:30 p.m. 2025. Be here or be square. How is University of Hawaii doing? 1-1. 1-1. So, I mean, they recently played. They lost. Oh, okay. So their one loss is to San Diego State. So University of Hawaii could be really good, and San Diego State is also just really, really, really good. But should be a good match. February 15th. February 15th? Yeah, 5:30 here on Twitch TV WSU Esports. I think we might get a post-match player interview with the one, the only Tomer. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to go to be right back, and if I don't be right back, that means the stream is over. So let's see if I can get the man, the myth, the legend in here. We will see you maybe in a bit.